west, young man. Go west.
Yes. Okay, welcome everyone to Loretta Ann's Place. Co-host today is BJ with BJ's Esoteric Musings.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, we're here today speaking to the sovereignty of souls, and Nicole, she might pop in. I, uh, Even if she doesn't make it, we've got a short video to share with you. Oh, I was going to try to get that loaded. I forgot to do that, but I found it where it is. So what I want to open up with is BJ, Nicole, and I are here as a unified field of the Sophia Christ consciousness. And in my understanding, our mission is how we create a new paradigm free of the past by commanding changes through our sovereign power of thought in this heroic journey of awakening for the liberation of all beings. So I said we will play a pre-recorded video of Nicole from January 2026, channeling Sophia, responding to a few questions we asked on the behalf of the greater good. We understand the representation of the Sophia Christ consciousness to be Sophia represents the soul, Christ represents the physical. In this reconciliation of the divine feminine Christ consciousness, referred to as the Sophia Christ consciousness. So we're going to ask you to hold your questions until I open the chat after we speak to the sovereignty of souls. And then I ask that your questions align with the topics we are speaking on in this video series. So no questions on your career, jobs, or your loved ones. Those can be asked next week when I have Selma back on with me. So during that, but in here we're honing in on the sovereignty of souls, on the Sophia Christ consciousness. So I'm going to ask BJ to speak a little bit to that.
And while you're finding that video, I just want to say that the day we were recording that, I am the embodiment of tech issues. So that day, I could not be seen. I could not be heard.
No, you were seen. You just weren't heard.
That's right. I just couldn't see it from my end, but we couldn't hear. So you were reading my questions out that I had submitted.
Yeah. So and then I cut you and me out of the video. So it's just when I bring it in,
it's just her bringing in the material. Okay. Good deal. So yes, I will chat a bit while you're loading that up and getting it queued up.
Okay.
Much like Loretta opened with, our goal is to understand the divine feminine as brought forward by Sophia, who is the divine feminine. And we see many examples of it throughout history with different deities. And we're going to talk regarding those because it's what we discovered too in the materials we're reading, which I will add is the Sophia Code. And it's Katara, Kaya Ra. Sorry, I was trying to read it off the screen. But she talks about the dragon queens of the council that are on Sophia's council. And Loretta and I were talking this morning, we're both referring to the fact that so many of them are the vibrant women that came through to Nicole when she started channeling. And she said, they're all raising their hand. They want to participate. And so many of them, Kuan Yin, Isis. I don't know if she mentioned Lilith. Now we know we've got Lilith who's wanting to speak. And talk about a total image of sovereignty. She blows me away. But yes, so, and many, because I'm suddenly blanking out, as we all do. I'm sure Mother Mary was part of that. The
Oh,
woman of roses, of the, what, 1,000 roses or something they
mm-hmm.
refer to her as. And then the Magdalene, of course, and Jesus. Because, again, as we were just speaking, and we'll talk more in depth about that, that Jesus was indeed a feminist.
Mm-hmm.
And he definitely revered the wisdom of women, and had we will also discuss how so many women were there in support of him in his ministry to help him on his way.
Mm-hmm.
uh, so yes, he may have had his apostles, but he had a team of women that were there with him right from the beginning, before he ever selected his apostles.
Yeah, and that didn't settle too well with the apostles either.
Well, yeah, we that's a whole nother grab bag.
Yeah, that's part of the problem we have.
Yeah, yeah. Some of that toxic masculinity that
Yeah.
was present. And I assume he probably did that not only for their own growth and understanding,
Mm-hmm.
but also to show that you can have those dissenting opinions within your midst,
Yeah.
at your most intimate levels, and still be okay with that, because there's other things that need to be brought forward, and they are part and parcel of that as well, even if they don't grab the full measure of understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So many of us don't, which is why we come back life after life after life,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
keep growing and learning. So yeah.
And he had the sight, where the apostles didn't.
Yeah.
He knew how important the feminine was, that we were equals. We needed the balance of one another to play off of one another, to do that dance,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got Patty. Hi, Patty. Glad you're here. Okay. All right. And then we'll talk about Hathor and Green Tara, Mary Magdalene, Quinn Yin, White Buffalo Woman, and the Sophia Dragons. So, yeah. We got Sam in the house. Hello, Sam. Yeah. So, so we want to. Where do we want to begin on this then?
Did you get the video queued up?
Yeah, I do. Are we ready for the video? We'll do.
Okay. Well, I know, unless we're waiting for a few more to come in, but they'll pick it up on the.
Yeah, on the replay. There'll be more on the replay. So
Exactly.
welcome, everybody. So glad you're here. Really.
Yeah. Settle in and.
Yeah, BJ and I will be doing this, and Nicole every other Thursday. So we'll have Thelma next week, then week after that, BJ and Nicole and I. And Nicole, she will be popping in when she can, because she's in Tomorrowland in Australia. Okay, so
yeah.
And so before every video that we do, I send a link to her and a text in case she can make it and pop in. So just want you to know that. And okay, so I'm going to bring up on the screen now the video. And I forgot to check the time. I think one was like 9 minutes and the other was 13. So we're only going to do one today. And this is the one we're going to present. So I'm going to add it to this. Let's move on to this next question, because it's really pertinent too.
Go ahead.
Would you expand Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to pause that. Nicole wanted me to make sure to tell you that she was already in channeling mode. So I plucked this out because she channeled for about an hour. And so I clipped a portion out, and that's what we're sharing here. So here we go. Sorry. Scaffolding a progression for helping to build the understanding of Sophia's work and how we can apply it in the here and now.
Phenomenal. That is a phenomenal question.
It is a good question. I love it.
Rough scaffolding. So basically like an outline, how can we build upon the foundation to the rest of the message? Okay.
Okay.
Ooh. Our vessel works in images and color and frequency and light and sound. And we are trying to synthesize. Oh, no, it's a chair. Mm. We're debating to create an image of either planting a seed in the ground or creating a chair, because our vessel likes the chair image. But we're thinking the seed. For example, we would have Sophia's as my energy, our energy as a collective. We would take a creation, a template, as you'd say, yes, a marker, and create a seed. The seed would then be implanted. So that's your first scaffolding. First, you have to get the inspiration, the curiosity, the wonder, the awe. Yes? So that's scaffold 1.
Okay.
That's the first foundation. You have no interest in wonder, in awe, in questioning, discerning. Yes?
Yeah.
There is no...
Yeah.
Curiosity is a wonderful frequency, but when you take it to, as a human, humans take it sometimes to a fearful place, for example, correct?
Right. But we're trying to build like using little Legos
Right,
to build the
right.
frame. So
So you
first
start with,
frame, yeah,
first frame is like awe, wonder, curiosity, inspiration, just that spark that says, ooh, I wonder. Yes?
yeah. I
You
think
can
it was.
you can
It's
call it wonder, or you can call it I
yeah,
wonder as the first area, yes?
yeah, yeah,
And the next step is, after you wonder, you start creating thought. Thought becomes its own entity, correct?
right,
And thought then become belief systems. So enough thoughts come together, conglomerate, and they become belief systems, correct? But you have to be careful. Like Betty Jean and the vessel were speaking earlier, Betty Jean's correct. If those leading those thoughts and those collectives, right, are not of the best interest for all, coming from love and service, but also are just for their own personal gain, yes, then that does not work, does it?
Nope.
So we need to have thoughts that are based in community, unity consciousness. So the next level is unity consciousness dot dot or slash thoughts as an entity itself. That could be a good way to go.
yeah.
This is a good exercise for our vessel because her mind is perfect for this kind of question. She goes boom, 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 boom. We can just pick her head.
Special helping. That's good. We're going to need to close this out soon because it's getting the witching hour.
Is it? Okay.
Yes, it's becoming the witching hour.
Next. So after you have thoughts and collectives and belief systems, you have to now integrate them and maintain them in a balance. So now the third would probably be balance and equilibrium. Because now you have to present those new thoughts and those new systems as a balanced system in itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And if you go past that, you get lethargic. So you also always have to learn to take a moment to breathe, and that's reflection. So once you have that, the next level would be reflection and assessment. So you see where you are. And the next level from that would have been, for us, if we were to present it, what would be something you'd change? How would you, it's evaluation. How would you change it? Would it stay the same? What needs to be removed? What needs to stay? How would you balance that in the end? So then you go to the last stage, which is harmony. And then you're just now in a quiet, peaceful space, which is the sixth stage. And that's where you just have to be accepting
Yeah.
as
But-
it is.
So you said reflecting, and what I'm picking up on, when we begin with the wandering of Sophia,
Mm,
we integrate reflection.
mm.
What we've got presently, what we lack,
It's
what
unity
we might be able to
consciousness
find
Mm.
headed towards balance
towards balance.
with
Right,
the
'cause you're-
feminine and masculine.
Things will contradict.
Yeah.
Everything will contradict. That's not the point. The point is you have to balance it and remove the parts that are becoming toxic
I
and
believe
not working.
we would do that with reflection.
Correct.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
So as you work your way through, you assess and evaluate, you
Mhm.
start weeding out things you don't need. When you hit the sixth stage, the last will give you a six is absolute acceptance as is. Good, bad, in between.
Yeah.
But at least it's presented, and however they choose to take it, they will take it.
Yeah.
And the last one obviously is gratitude. We'll just end on 7, gratitude.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then these concepts should just roll over, because after that they can choose to create what they want, and they can end it when they want. They can restart it again. It's up to them.
Yeah.
But they need to find that balance within themselves.
Yeah.
Did we want to answer the question initially that our vessel asked about masculine and
Yes.
feminine?
Yes, we'll do that. It is in terms of origin as a term or a concept of separation of feminine and masculine in energy.
Is it done?
That's what I was wondering.
I don't know if it glitched or if it's done at that point.
Huh. Yeah, it looks like it is. Okay, this is my first time doing this clipping and editing stuff.
Hey,
so- all
you're
right.
doing far better than I would have at this. I
Okay. Yeah.
didn't get back in the chat. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
what I did, but I can't get it now. It's
but
okay.
that was the gist of it. I mean, we were just exploring how we're going to open up this field, you
Right,
know,
right.
and so that's what the communication was on, and the other one too. The same thing on a little not as compact.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need a unified field of Sophia Christ consciousness, and in the book, the Sophia Code. Sophia, see the author, the author, and this is important. I feel is Kyra Ra. This woman, and she's a fairly young woman. I mean, to look at her, I think she's, and 30-ish. I don't know, but she introduces herself in the front of the book. And she shares that she had 13 death experiences as a child. And in her story coming out, she got caught up, picked up, and I mean, she was young, into the what we're dealing with now, that POTUS was elected on, finding all the Easting files. All right. She was one of the victims of that trafficking.
That time.
And it was during that period she had the 13 deaths. And when she got this information, she didn't go looking for this. The Sophia Christ consciousness came to her. Okay, came to her, and they spent time together, and then the channeling began. The other feminine masters came through that are part of the Devine Sophia Dragon tribe. Did I get that name right? The Sophia Dragon tribe? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, and in that tribe of feminine masters, these are ascended high masters chosen by Sophia for this council, which is known as the Sophia Dragon tribe. It's Isis, Hathor, Green Terra. Some of these will be familiar to some in our audience. Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, White Buffalo Woman, and then, of course, so this makes up the Sophia
And
Dragons.
she has other entities, off-worlders, that are part of that community as well.
Yeah. But those are the name for the Sophia Dragon tribe. That's what she calls it.
And I love the two magnificent pearlescent white Sophia dragons.
Yeah.
That create the DNA light or the double helix strand.
Mm-hmm.
They entwine.
Yep. And we are able to heal ourselves through our words. And so this was released after all the channeling and writing and all this. What came out is this is for the liberation of all souls, because we have got to get this balance back in. It's like, masculine cannot just birth themselves by themselves. It just don't happen. We got to have the womb that Sophia carried. This is a balancing act here. So So in essence, BG and I and Nicole are the way showers of the Sophia Christ consciousness of the feminine and masculine. Right?
Hopefully that's hopefully that's what we've been called to.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
I do like as the author got more into her introduction to Sophia, and when Sophia first came to her, she said that an all-consuming light permeated her room that she was in. She talked about literally the roof dissolving, the walls falling away, and the sheer volume that was coming from Sophia was almost overwhelming to her. She finally had to ask, I can't hold in this frequency of light. It's too much. And can you tone down? So she did modulate herself, knowing that she's communicating with a human vessel who is not nearly at that point versed in being able to hold the higher frequencies in that. And she said, I'll read just this part here. I thought it was so beautifully written. With my rapt attention, Sophia's voice softened as well. She spoke to me about many topics related to the sovereignty of humanity. I noticed that every time Sophia said the word sovereignty, it rang as church bells throughout my entire being, summoning me. Although I hardly grasped the depth of Sophia's transmission at that time, she blazed the word sovereignty as a holy fire within my mind. Her all-consuming ocean of divine love for humanity was expressed within this single word of sovereignty, and I was overcome by it. And so she later, as Sophia explained to her about this book that she needed her to write, and stating it was about teaching how to reclaim our sovereign divinity.
Mm-hmm.
But she said that this book was her love letter to the world once again,
Yeah.
to bring her light and love. And she said, when she said that, I had no clue what I could do to aid in that, but she says, I just declared yes anyway. Why would you turn that down?
Yeah.
Literally, blown all the construct of a room out of the way so that you can have this amazing empirical conversation.
Yeah, and she says that I met Sophia on a snowy December night in 2009 while living at the base of Mount Shasta in Northern California.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, she said she went up there to do this work, to put this book together. So, yeah.
I love this. And she says, a voice now boomed from this all-consuming white light, which smelled and felt like lightning, electrifying every cell of my body. The voice declared, I am Sophia, the one divine mother creatrix of all life. Are you listening to me? I love that.
Well,
So anyway,
yeah.
this wasn't somebody that was practicing channeling, and trying to get
it on mushrooms or nothing
this
like
isn't at all what that's about.
right.
You know.
Also, the other parallel, and I don't want to dwell on the horrific negative aspects of what this poor woman endured in her childhood.
Yeah.
But there are those fires that must be walked through when someone is called to a great work.
Yeah.
They have to become almost initially disillusioned of humanity to the point that they can separate and go, no, that's not the right course that I need to pursue, whatever that is. But as I was reading her preface to this and that portion, I thought, oh my goodness, I just started naming off visionaries of the time. Teal Swan is another one who went through incredible similar walk. And yet she told her guides before she ever incarnated to this lifetime that she absolutely would not allow them to intervene. She was insistent that her soul was going to experience every aspect unaided. She says, I don't care how much I might cry out. I don't care how much I think I might fail. Do not intercede. So, she understood that what she was going through was for a higher purpose. And like I said, many others, as I just started writing, I was like, oh my goodness, there's just.
Yeah. Well, like I spoke to you about amnesia, where some of us, we have, the veil is thin. It's not a total block, and the pieces of our past lives and even multiple dimensional lives going on now bleed through, and others have it locked down. No. No.
Which is the conditioning of dogma.
Yeah.
Whatever that dogma is, we could put a bunch of different labels.
Yeah, but I mean, in our soul contracts, when we're lining it up, that's where we decide whether, this amnesia is going to lift it all for us, or if it's going to stay locked down, because the purpose we have here, to go through, like what the author went through,
Yeah, I see where you're going with that.
Like a baptism by fire,
Right. Well, yeah, but my dyslexic brain, I see it from the other direction. I didn't write it into my contract. I was wide open, but I said, holy crap, what's all this going on? And don't show me these things, because it scared the crap out of me as a kid.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what it was. I didn't know, who are these? And they, boy, God bless them, they kept trying to come at me in different ways, like little elves at Christmas time. I'd see little elves around my bed and be trying to talk to me, and I'd be looking at them and go, "What are you doing? Why are you?" And like I said, the little teddy bears, I always called them, and it wasn't until I saw Star Wars where they were on Endor, the moon of Endor, and the Ewoks. I about fell right out of my seat at the theater because I was like, "There's my teddy bears. Those are the teddy bears." But yeah, I shut all that down for a very long time. I asked Jesus, please, I don't mind knowing they're around. I don't mind hearing them. I just don't want to see them. They freak me out.
Yeah.
And so it has taken a long time to build that second sight back in because I was so adamant as a child that I didn't want any part of that. So, we all come in with our mission plan as designed, and then yes, the physicality of the world takes over, and some folks just, like you say, completely shut down and get so locked into dogma and whatever their perception of reality is.
That's just, as a kid, for me, I had to shut down my dreaming, because it was just too much, with dealing with all this. It was too much. So, and I still haven't turned it back on. So,
and I always loved the dreaming because I got to where I could, almost like writing a book, I could program before I'd go to sleep each night. And I'd say, okay, I want to start back up where the one last night left off, and And I got so good at it. I could be very aware of being the narrator, the participant.
Yeah, that's really
the overseer.
Yeah.
The director.
I had
and I would say to myself, remember this could be a great book. I wouldn't so much, but
and I couldn't. I had no idea. In fact, it wasn't just until the last few years, when I listened to enough about other people dreaming, everybody just loved it. And I'm going, Jesus, I didn't, and, to flip it back on, I just don't know if I want to go there, It probably won't at this age, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. All things can shift in a moment. And I think, yes, as we get into this material and looking at the High Council, as she calls it, this High Council, ordained oracle for the Sophia Dragon Tribe. And there is a lot information to help us so that we can put on not only a light armor to this world, but still able, so we can act, understand, compassion for, but be able to set very clear boundaries. That is difficult for women. It's difficult for men too on some degrees, but for women especially, because we are not conditioned from early on, for the most part, to think of anything but other. To think of self is being selfish, and how dare you, a daughter? So,
to be sovereign is totally out of the question, when they're raising us, at least in most families. Yeah, absolutely. And
so, yes, I think that hopefully as we move through this material, that people will begin to embrace it, get excited, and start, please, formulating your questions as we meet each week, to bring your questions ready for us to do a quick review, to dig into in a little more depth, and develop this love sovereignty community, together so that
Yeah.
everyone can leave feeling confident in their power and their
Yeah.
absolute autonomy. And,
Hmm.
you know, as we were created, not as society has deemed we should be.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was going to say too, if anyone has, questions that we can address in a video session, that would be great too. And so when I post the announcement, on my channel on the post page or on BJ's post page, you can put questions in there for the upcoming video, and then of course during the live today. If anyone's got any questions about the topic, we just would love to hear your questions, and we could read on it or discuss it, or whatever you would like. So I do have a 3-card layout, in the uh, essence of what we're speaking of, called the Sophia breath layout. Okay, and so the first card would let you know what the soul is releasing, shedding, or stepping out of, if you'd like a reading for yourself on this. The second card is what Sophia is whispering right now, the guidance for you. And then the third card is what the soul is rising into. What is the becoming that you're being drawn toward by the feminine Christ consciousness? So anyway, just let us know. And if you got any comments, we'd love to hear your comments. Just put them in the chat, and we'll even further this discussion, broader, bigger, and we'll have another video to share with you next week, also with Nicole channeling, and it could either be the other part of this one, or she might have something new, because I talked to her last night, and she said she was going to try to make it on live, and she was also going to try to make sure she could provide some videos to add into the program with the message in it too, so to contribute.
Just one more thing before we open it up. I wanted to share this part, this portion where she says, my prayer is that in the embodiment of my courageous recovery and activating the Sophia code within me, you will be inspired to take courage and do the same. We are here to save a planet. This is not some ordinary lifetime to play small. We come here to embody our magnificence. This includes owning the heroic feats of what we are willing to heal and empower within ourselves as an example to all of humanity of what is possible in this divine feminine Christ movement.
Yeah, this is what we're here for. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's been enough millennia of playing small. This is no time to play small.
Yeah, and I'll share this other part that I highlighted here when I was reading through it. Sophia's medicine of the divine feminine Christ is here to heal our hearts from the seemingly unforgivable. Her presence is guiding us in how to rise as one golden dragon of light for awakening the heart of our humanity by taking refuge in our undefended love, invincible innocence, and unconditional compassion. In the grace of Sophia, we are being initiated to step into our sovereign ability to create heaven on earth by embodying the frequency of our divinity, one loving step at a time. And let's see. And yeah, we are here to birth miracles We are here to download divine solutions. We are here to honor our divinity and to take pride in our great calling to activate humanity. May we complete our prophecies together and fulfill this great commission before us for the one body of Sophia Christ. Yeah, I love that. Remember, Sophia is the soul and Christ is the physical. It's all one. It's all one. So, yeah. So, anyway, anything else you want to share? Let's see.
No, I was just making sure I grabbed my dragon cards. See,
Oh, okay. Okay, great. Well, Patty has put up, are you working from a book? I may have missed it.
oh, yes, let me hold it up again.
Yeah. Well, we
The
started
book,
the book here. Yeah.
the book is the Sophia Code,
Mm-hmm.
a living transmission of the Sophia Dragon Tribe by Kaia Ra.
Yeah.
I Ra.
She's a high master. Is that what we call her? And
I would say so.
yeah. So some
She's
women.
developed some mastery here,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
With this
Well,
particular-
you were saying, or was it Nick that was saying that last night? When people go through these kind of mystery schools or whatever it is, or they a lot of times end up changing their name to a more old world, higher frequency type name, and that's what she did. So,
Actually, that's most initiates.
initiates, yeah,
Afefe changed her name
yeah, uh-huh.
as she became more initiated in her priestess
Mm-hmm.
work that she was studying.
Yep.
So yes, it's very common. I believe it's in the native way that most tribes, you'll have a birth name that you're given.
Mm-hmm.
But then as you achieve different levels in your lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
other names will be chosen, or you will choose a different name because it reflects where you are at the deeper level of your knowledge, or whatever wisdom you're carrying, whatever levels of expertise you might have, like a warrior
Mm-hmm.
would change to a more appropriate name,
Yeah.
reflecting the skills and that. So yeah, it's not uncommon.
Did you?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, did you happen to catch Susan Lynn when she was talking about your name and the frequency of it and how it affects your life? Well, that is when I had done it a while ago, I think, but I did it again when she mentioned that, what does my name mean, and it was, I think, Anne is Grace, and Loretta, but both of them are pretty, they're divine names. So I thought, okay, I'll just drop the last name, right? Well, then I did the search on that, and that goes back to what was the name of that place where the cards were born out of?
Carpathia.
The Carpathian Highlands is where my birth name comes out of. The origins of where the card reading began. Yeah. So I figure, okay, we're good. I'm set up. This is what they want. I'm here. So.
Yeah, it's an interesting region. That's my my father's surname is Hungarian,
Okay.
Slavic, that
Mhm.
region.
Yep. Same region. Yeah.
Mhm.
Slavic, Poland, and Ukraine.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah, depending on what timeline under the Austro-Hungarian Empire.
Mm-hmm.
They used to have it all.
Yeah.
It was bigger than Russia.
Yeah. Exactly. So, okay. And so is anyone got any questions, or, do you want a reading of some kind, or, just let us know. And Yeah, and evidently also in the Sophia Code, I realized that humanity is addicted to being sick or being, they're stinking thinking. I gotta have to find it in the book. It says it eloquently there, but
Well, people so identify with their miseries or afflictions or
yeah,
stumbles in life that they take it on as an identity rather than, removing the jacket and saying, yeah, that might have been then. It's not now.
yeah.
Pitching it in the fire, literally.
Mhm. And it says right here, these 8 great fears are designed to separate you from your happiness and the truth of your sovereignty, of your
Yeah.
sovereign divinity. And
Yeah.
we are as follows: ignorance, attachment, hatred, arrogance, jealousy, miserliness, doubt, and projections. So, yeah. Yeah, we've got to just, reprogram our thoughts, our mind. Well, our thoughts. It
Right.
begins with our thoughts.
And I'll tell you, when you are doing that, it ruffles tail feathers. It
Yeah.
truly does.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That little piece I just read, it was out of that Green Tara's Ascension in the Sirius Star Nation. That's where that came out of. And but it's a really great read, and I'm really glad. In fact, when I read it out loud to myself. I had my highlighter and my ink pen, and yeah. But we've been talking about this over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, it's just taken a bit to figure out the direction and just how we wanted to tackle it. And, even feeling like we could do service to it or any justice to it. So, it's that whole, it's the whole description of like she says here that this this living transmission that Sophia gave can support our own higher self embodiment for healing, integration, and dissolving the deepest wounds within you.
Yeah.
Further, where'd I go? Sophia Code is here to support your highest potential for living a heaven on earth reality in which what you pray for creates miracles and blessings for yourself, for all humanity, for Mother Earth. The frequency of this transmission is set to bless your life and divine purpose with a resonance that activates a soul remembrance of how worthy you are to thrive in every area of your life.
Yeah.
That is not what we are taught.
Oh, no.
On the daily.
That's opposite of dogma.
That's selfish. I remember years ago, in fact, it was the mid-90s. And I chose joy as my ideal for being forward.
I remember you sharing that. Yeah.
And I thought that was such a simple thing. Maybe I'm not understanding and maybe I need to get something more complex. But even just saying, I remember my mother, very, very pedantic woman. Everything was straightforward. You had A to Z to do. And she said to me, she goes, well, it just must be nice to just laugh and do whatever you please. And I said, what are you talking about? And she says, you're always laughing. You're always having a good time. You just do what you want to do. And, and I'm like, well, yeah, to a degree. I mean, I have responsibilities and plenty of them. I just choose to do them in a joyful manner. And she says, well, that must be really nice.
Yeah.
I said, well, Mom, what about you? Where's your joyful moments? Because I knew she didn't have any. She goes, oh no, my life has always been about duty and obligation. And I said, and how very sad is that?
Yeah.
Because truly, if someone can't see past that,
Yeah.
they're not going to embrace anything of light and real
But most of us are
energy.
wired that way. Most of us we are
Oh, yeah.
programmed
Yep.
for that. You know, even in our educational systems, we are programmed for that, you know.
Yeah.
Even when we were in school, they sprinkled it with some art classes and, you know, some other creative things, but it was still, we were programmed for the dogma of
Yeah.
the get in there, put your head down, work, and you might come out the other side better. Might, you know. So, yeah.
But you'll at least fit in with everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoever wants to fit in. That's what I
Yeah.
could never figure out.
Yeah.
What?
No.
Why would I want to do that?
Yeah. I'm not here to fit in. I'm here to
No.
expand what is possible. Thank you very much. This is what they've told me. And I'm listening.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, are we going to have any questions from anyone today?
Well, or how about if we just how about if we do a 3-card reading for
The
this
collective?
project? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And going forward.
Yep. We'll do the Sophia breath layout, right?
Okay.
All right. See if I can. Okay. There we go. So, first card will show us what the soul is releasing, shedding, or stepping out of. This is the Sophia breath. This is for the collective. What the soul is releasing, shedding, or stepping out of. And then the second one, what Sophia is whispering right now, her guidance for the collective. And the third one is what the soul is rising into, what the soul is becoming. There we go. Dr. Carr. Okay. Okay. You can go first if you're ready, BJ.
Okay. So in the shedding, it is our scars.
All right.
Our scars that we need to shed to find a way to make peace with and literally put them aside and shed them so that we can grow.
Dragon card.
The middle section is the whispering message of Sophia is bliss.
Oh,
That beautiful golden dragon.
yeah.
Yeah. You know, she had me at dragons.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah. And then what we are elevating and becoming.
Yeah.
The path where the two, divine feminine and masculine,
Yeah.
support each other.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what I got. What the soul is releasing, shedding, or stepping out of. And I got the 9 of Pentacles. On the tarot, the 9 of Pentacles. Stepping out of. Releasing our need for abundance, you know, in the material world, I believe is what that is speaking to. The letting go of some material things that aren't necessary. And then what Sophia's whispering right now, the guidance. And I got the Page of Wands. So, and in the Page of Wands, we have the energy of exciting plans. of being fearless and exploring the unknown. This is her guidance for us, bringing information and news and being fearless, rushing into this new paradigm that we're headed into. And then what the soul is rising into, what the soul is becoming. And I've got the 10 of Pentacles here. So we're offering, and this is a new family security, family strength, and generational wealth but in a spiritual realm, you know. And stability comes from that, and a stronger family bond, you know, because family bond is really slipped, you know, in the last 50 years.
We've totally lost our humanity. We've lost our way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're just living in a big upside down,
Mhm.
which is not serving anything of light.
Yeah.
So,
but we will. We
will. Yes. I just decided to pull from the wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
the wisdom oracle.
Okay. What you got?
And I got round and round. And boy, isn't that really kind of where folks are at. And notice it's in the spiral. So round and round you go, but you're still within the divine spiral.
That's like the little seashell, right? That looks like inner ear, right?
Yeah. And then the thinker.
Oh.
The thinker. Yeah, it's in thought expansion, spending time in the noggin.
Yeah. That's where it all begins.
That's right. My father used to always say it beautifully. If he saw somebody being incorrect, he'd say, "Excuse me, I think it's time for you to take yourself into the closet and sit down and have a good discussion with yourself."
Yeah.
It's like, you've got it. Many people are afraid to really go into their mind. But it's in that thinking that we free ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then what does that move us toward? The loyal heart.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. That's beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to pull a sacred traveler. And see what we got here. This guidance at the end of our hour. We're just about there. I really appreciate everybody showing up, you know, and the ones who've come in for the replay. Thank you, and please do give us a thumbs up so the algorithm will help get us out there. You know, give us a like. Because the algorithm needs your input.
Yep. Like anything, you got to have an introduction, but then you can, after that, you can start to really drill down on the content.
Now this one, let me get the page out here. I don't have no, hold on. Come on. Here we go. 55. Okay. I'll share it with you in just a second here. Let me get it in the book. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So the message here is fogged in, go slow, take time, you know, because it is going to take time. You know, we're going to do this in, you know, baby steps, I think, you know. So the message is, let's see, for the meeting. The sacred traveler wants you to know sometimes the mist and fog are so thick that the traveler feels uncertain about everything. Where am I going? What am I meant to do? Why can't I see what's ahead? However, it's in those moments of unknowing that the deepest and most profound answers to life's big questions can emerge. The secret is to traverse slowly and carefully so as to not fall off the path. Be careful. Proceed with caution in all things as you sense the best direction. Listen to the whisperings of your soul. Trust your inner voice. That's perfect. That's perfect.
perfect. Yeah.
We're going to end it right there. And I have my little, I want to say in closing, thank you, PJ. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Loretta.
Nicole, you too. I know you're going to be in on this and watching. In
Yeah.
closing, we want to say thank you for being here. BJ and I will do this on a bi-weekly basis. So we hope to see you back here or that you will catch us on the replay. Next week, we will be back with Selma to answer any question on any topic, excluding medical and legal advice, of course. So for now, beloved ones, go forth in grace. And that's from Nicole, too. Mwah. There you go. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you very much, every one of you. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
Get those questions going, folks.
Yeah, please do.
We
Yeah.
want to drill down on some of those things you must want to know up front. So
Yeah.
appreciate any input.
Yeah, exactly.
All righty.
Bye-bye for now.
Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.